All right, let's have our first toolbox talk through here. Let's give a rundown of what's going on in the body shops area here. The 76 Bronco that we discussed right before the end of the year. We're waiting on some parts. We're building a rotisserie stand, getting it ready to get the body off and get this on. As you see, we got a little bit more tore down, dashes out. We found some more damage. The flooring, somebody decided to put some homemade floor panels in and stuff like that, but we'll get it figured out. Once we get the frame off, we got a brand new Ford small block going in here. Rebuilt transmission. We're going to get the frame blasted, get everything chassis wise, get the lift put on, blah blah blah. There'll be more on this later as soon as we get some more parts in, starting the reconstruction. Then we'll come over here. Project we haven't been talking about much, but I think it's the first time we've talked about it on TikTok. We got a 77 Pontiac Le Mans 4-door. Most of y'all may know 77 Le Mans was famous in what movie, of course? Smokey and the Bandit, except that one missed this top. So we're recreating Sheriff Buford's Le Mans, so this customer can take it to all the local and non-local Smokey and the Bandit meets, so he can be the cop. We got the light bar, we got the stickers, we got everything. Right now we're working on getting the color changed over to the dark brown. We got to come in here. We put 2 coats of DP sealer to get everything trapped in underneath. We're not sure what paint. We took as much off as we could without a complete tear down and blast. Then we got 3 coats of Evercoat epoxy prime. Right now it's just drying before we start blocking, and we got to come in and still, since this was a vinyl top car, we got to come in and fill those areas in. We got to fill these areas in, make it a smooth top. We're not going back with vinyl because the cop car on the TV show did not have vinyl. So we're in the process of that. That car just came out of the booth a couple days ago. Walk into the other section. As you can see, we have parts upon parts, Le Mans doors, Le Mans hoods, trunks, all in our second round of epoxy high build. This should be the final round. Some of it, see if we can see, some of it is already trimmed in the factory Pontiac root beer color, as you can see. Then over here, the new build starting this year, 1966 or 67, I can't remember which, Volkswagen bus. We were fixing to start tear down on that, put a new front nose piece, get this thing stripped, start getting it ready for body and paint. As you can see, all this laid out right here. We have a next, right here, we got another customer's vehicle. Got some parts laying on it, but it's all right. We got the front cap off. The cab's been stripped down completely. 1986 C10. We got, this was actually a sentimental build, somebody's grandpa's truck, so we are now building. We're fixing to eliminate the third brake light on that before we put this cab in epoxy. We got some rust there. This truck was actually a half-ton diesel. They converted it over to a gas motor. Still got both tanks. Like I said, there's a fender on his first round of prime. The front cap's off. We're fixing to blast the core support. The doors we'll show in a minute. Actually, there's a pile over here we still got to go. Those are fixing to get their second round of sealer and primer tomorrow. Should. Over here next to that, this project's been here a while, but we opened a can of worms with this. This is a car that I would like to call "Watch Who Builds Your Stuff." This customer purchased this. He brought it in. We did it. It's dusty. Don't worry about that. We done an LS swap. 4L80 6.0 with a cam, BTR cam. Should run pretty good. Then we got to discovering that his leaf springs were about to fall out of the car because of all the rust. So in that process, I wish I could add pictures later. We'll do an individual video on this. Right now we're welding in. We literally cut the complete car apart, front to back, all AMD floorboards, toe boards. We still got work to do on the front with the toe boards and the torque boxes. The complete car, someone had basically cut the stock panel and put new floorboards over top. The firewall, as you can see, is completely rotted. We got new torque boxes for the front. The frame rails on the rail sections in the rear was completely rusted out. So we got new bushings. The tail panel and everything was literally held in with seam sealer. Not one weld at all. Now it's all been panel bonded where it needs to be panel bonded. Seam sealed will go on after we get all the welding done. We will sound deaden and floor line or bed line the bottom of the vehicle before we put the subframe back together. We got new bushings. It turned into a can of worms because we found damage up on damage. Quarter panels weren't welded on. They were just repatched and went on with seam sealer. It's been a job, but we will get this thing as good as we can get it with what we got, and we'll continue on from there. To get back on the 86, we had the floor or the bed blasted. We ordered new AMD panels on the bed sides because they were too far gone. Once we got the floor blasted, it was pitted and had a bunch of holes. So he now has a complete brand new AMD bed, short wheelbase, new floor, and of course you got parts stored in and everything because we're out of room, but it's part of it. So there's the bed. Like I said, there's a Le Mans fender. But yeah, to say that we're busy in the body shop this year, we're blessed. I'm proud of it. We got a lot of work, and we actually got 2 more projects coming in as soon as one of these moves out and moves around so we can get more room. And just to give you an idea on the 86, as a little bit of a teaser, it's dusty, but I think we got our color scheme down. We're not sure on the blue pinstripe yet, but we can change that. But two-tone, double gray, I think it'll be sharp. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll post videos when I can of these builds and the progress as we go. But there's tons of work to do, and only 3 guys in this shop and 1 high school kid who's turned out to be a very, very good addition to the shop. So we'll keep in touch.